Hi there folks, well welcome back to my channel, and as I kind of promised, I'm coming out for a wee wander around the centre of Paisley. Because I kind of realised that I've shown places or kind of locations within Paisley, especially within the Paisley town centre, but probably really haven't given much suggestion or idea of where a lot of these places are actually located. So I thought I'd cover a little wander around, give you a wee idea of the layout of the town and show you how easy it is to make your way around Paisley town centre. Again, even though Paisley is Scotland's largest town, it's actually quite easy to make your way around the town itself because it's not really that big a place. It's actually quite a compact town, especially in the town centre. And so I thought I'd show you around. And again, before I do properly start the video, if you're enjoying my channel, if you're enjoying my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to become part of the channel's membership programme, there's a wee join button next to the subscribe button. If you click on that, and that really does help the channel to grow. So with that roads, we turn the camera around and give you an idea of where I am. So this is County Square, so that's where Gilmour Street station is. So that's one of the entrances to the station. The other way in and out of the station is on our side, which is Old Stedden Street, which is where the new theatre's going to be for Pace. And that over there is the Piazza Shopping Centre. And a wee bit of history, for those who don't know. Part of the piazza actually stands on the site of the old Paisley jail. So essentially it's the bit that's kind of facing me just now. I think it's pretty much from the main doors right back to the bit where the river is. So I think it's pretty much to where there's a car shop in there. I think it's pretty much to their door, and that would have been where the prison would have stood. Unfortunately, they tore it down and built the piazza on top of it, which I do think is actually a bit of a shame, because even though I've seen pictures of the jail and it was quite an austere building, but it's been quite an impressive building to have in the town centre. So on the other side we've got what was the old post office, and I actually remember this being a post office, because I remember my mum actually taking me in here to send some things. But it's now a Witherspoon's pub, imaginatively called the Last Post. So this is County Square, and the wee pedestrianised road that kind of runs along the front of the piazza is Gilmour Street. I'll show you that in a second. Up here is Moss Street. So I'll walk up here and point out some things that I've filmed at in previous videos. Oh yeah, and this here's Kettle Black, filmed here before. Real nice cafe. So this is Moss Street. So if you go underneath the railway bridge, that takes you out into the one-way system. So down this way you've got the Grumpy Monkey Coffee House, there's Okome and Who's Cafe. And if you go up this way, this takes you up towards the Cross and to Central Fusion, which is, I think I went and had some dinner in, not last Hogmanay but the Hogmanay before. This is Gilmour Street, which is what the train station is named after, and it's got places like the Keg, which where you can get some really good food and a really good pint. The staff are always really nice in there as well. I always have events on and live music. And that's just heading up towards the Cross. There is a building that you can see just next to just above the William Hill. And I'll tell you a bit more about that building in a moment. It's quite significant because an anniversary associated with that building passed just a couple of weeks ago. Because I think Valerie from Scotland's history spoke about this the other day, or the other week. That is actually the Glen Cinema on the back of it anyway. The front or the other side of it's kind of enveloped with more recent buildings. I'll talk about that a bit more depth in just a second. Okay, so the alley that's just behind me just here, as you can see on the wall, this is Dyer's Wines. Try and move the camera in a wee bit. You'll be able to see there's that entrance just there. It's got the kind of wee kind of bit above it. Well, it's a bit kind of overgrown just now, so it's kind of right next to the van. I'm pretty sure that's actually the entrance to the cinema itself, to the Glen Cinema. I think there's another entrance just on the other side of the building. And with the Glen Cinema, it was back on Hogmanay, so the 31st of December 1929. They've been showing some matinees, and a lot of kids were out watching them because, again, the parents were wanting the kids out of the house while they got ready for the Hogmanay festivities. So they came into the town watching movies in the cinema to keep themselves occupied. And tragically, one of the reels started to smoke, and the smoke started to go into the actual theatre bit of the cinema itself, and a panic ensued after somebody shouted fire, and a crush happened because the fire exit doors, they opened inwards rather than outwards, and I think there has actually been talk that the doors that actually might have been locked as well. So a lot of the kids end up being kind of caught in the stampede and kind of crushed at trying to get back out of the cinema. And I think that a lot of the ones who kind of escaped injury or escaped death were actually the ones who stayed in their seats while the panic ensued and kind of managed to ride it out. But quite a few kids actually lost their lives because of the accident. I'm not too sure the actual numbers. Again, I did say that Valerie from Scotland's History did a video on it recently, so I'll try and tag her video in. So if you want to find out more about the tragic events, you can find out more about it there. There is a wee memorial to what happened, which I think was erected a couple of years ago. And when I sat down on June Square, which I'll show you when I get down there. But I'll show you around a wee bit, round about the cross, and then I'll head down in that direction. Yeah, so that's the entrance I was talking about. Again, the line does head in towards part of the piazza. And this here is Paisley's cenotaph, or war memorial. And you'll notice that the figures on top, you can see there's two soldiers on this side, there's another two on the other side of the horse. They're from World War I, and obviously the figure on the horse is a medieval knight, and I'm pretty sure that it's actually said that that's supposed to be Robert the Bruce, or supposed to represent Robert the Bruce. Yeah, hopefully that's a better view of the cenotaph, especially the statue at the top. I'll try to get a bit of a closer view. So again, they've quite a few things different carvings on it. So also we've got the Thistle of Scotland over there, the Saltire, and the Lion Rampant of Scotland. And also got Saltire of Scotland, George's Cross of England, and the one in the middle over the cross, or over the sword, that is the Paisley coat of arms with St Martin on it. Yeah, probably won't be out too long filming this video because we are starting to lose the light a bit, and the temperature is really starting to drop because it's been really cold the past few nights, but I'll always try and show you a wee bit more. Yeah, before I head off from this location, so we've got this really unassuming pharmacy on the corner of Moss Street and High Street. So that's Moss Street down there and High Street here. But this building itself actually stands on the site of what used to be the Paisley toll booth. So the toll booth would have been the the building that housed the jail, the courtroom and the council meeting room. And it was I think it also had a career room as well. There's a wee sign here, try and get like a better look at it. Yeah, hopefully you can read this wee heritage sign. So there's been 3 different toll booths on this site. Rebuilt, torn down, rebuilt again. And it's also the site where Paisley witches would have been held before they were taken up the high street to the Gilmour Green. And this would have also been where Alexander Wilson had been held before he emigrated to the US after being jailed for a short period for writing poems criticising the mill owners. Yeah, so it was a toll booth here at the cross that was actually replaced with the jail, which stood down at County Square, which the site of which is now covered by part of the piazza. So yeah, definitely an interesting kind of tragic bit of Paisley history kind of right here at the cross. So again, the whole Paisley witch period was probably the darkest period in the town's history. So this is Paisley's High Street. And like there's so many high streets and town centres throughout the UK, it has definitely suffered its setbacks and downturns and economic hardships. But hopefully, I think, fingers crossed, things are starting to turn the corner, because I've noticed there have been quite a lot of new cafes and restaurants opening up in Paisley. So at the top of the high street you can see the Tower of the Coats, which was a Baptist church, because it had the nickname of the Baptist Cathedral of Europe because it's so big. It's now an event space and a music venue and a wedding venue. It's also been used as a filming location. I think they filmed Outlander up there. And next you can just make out the frontage for the town's museum and art gallery, which is still being worked on just now. Nomads and the Big Slice are up there as well. But I'm going to head along this way, show you Dunn Square, the town hall and the Abbey. Yeah, that's probably quite a famous view of the town hall, with its double towers. And it's quite a recognisable clock as well. It's got this kind of almost like mix of classical and Gothic. So I think sometimes those two towers actually remind me of some of the towers in Venice. So just down there is Dunn Square, but I'll show you that in a minute. And just go wander along this way for a bit. So we've got the cross up in that direction. And again, Paisley has service with real good bus connections, as well as having 4 train stations. The 2 main being Gilmour Street and Canal Street. But just round this corner, right off Goss Street, is the Abbey. I will try and move around a wee bit more so you can get a good view of the town hall and the Abbey together. So we've got the town hall there, which is probably one of the biggest buildings in the town. And again, right next to the Abbey, which is probably the reason why Paisley is where it is. Because I remember I was talking to one of the guys who volunteered in the Abbey as a tour guide, and he kind of agreed, it's like, yeah, Paisley wouldn't be Paisley without the Abbey. And there's a couple of statues. This one here is Alexander Wilson, who is the ornithologist and poet. He was actually held in the toll booth before emigrating to the States. And there's one just over there closer to the Abbey, and that is Robert Tannahill, who is known as Paisley's Weaver Poet. And just across the road, you can't actually see it just there for this wee bus. I'll walk along a wee bit. But right across the roads from the Abbey is Pendulum, which is a bar, restaurant, grill. And if you actually get a seat at the window, that is essentially the view that you get. So this wee open area here, this is Dunn Square. Which, during the summer, they have a lot of these areas around the palm trees, all decked out with different flowers. Can be really quite colourful, quite nice. And in the spring, these trees here are just filled with blossom and they're just gorgeous. And again, obviously, it's got the River Cart down there, the White Cart River, and a town hall right next to it. Yeah, the light's really fading now. That's a wee better look at Dunn Square. Obviously, they've got this statue of Victoria planked right in the middle. And obviously, at the base of it says Victoria di Grazia Regina et Imperiex. So obviously, I do apologise for my Latin pronunciation. It's probably atrocious. So like Victoria by the grace of God, Queen and Empress. But the statue I really want to be looking at is this wee one over here. That's the wee memorial to the Waynes that died in the Glen Cinema. So this is a memorial to the children of the Glen Cinema. Also supposed to be a wee dolly, a wee toy. And obviously happy flowers laid, because there was a wee memorial service carried out just over a week ago on Hogmanay itself. Also to mark the anniversary and remember all those who died. Yeah, so the names of all the children who died are marked on the base of the memorial itself. And the date of the tragedy as well is on the memorial. So we're just under, 5 years away from the 100th anniversary. Yeah, so all the names are on the memorial. So this building here, the first floor and second floor, this building here is Hazel Lit Apartments, which are short-term holiday lets. So really well positioned, because they've got the Paisley Pie Company right underneath. It's got the farm foods. It's got Subway and Fireaway Pizza and Northern Way Pub. So if you're staying here for maybe a couple of nights or however long, yeah, you've got plenty of places to go and get something to eat in. I think they all do have a wee kitchenette areas as well, so you don't have to be eating out, you can make something to eat in the apartment itself. Yeah, so I'm on Glen Side Street. I did a wee short of this on Saturday. The Luxury Cafe and Crispy Chicken has recently opened. I'm tempted to actually do a video here to actually see what the food's like. So if you want to see a video here, just let me know in the comments below. And of course, between Shuttle Street and Conside Street, there is Browns Lane, which is where Restoration and Creation is located, and Bond Hairdressing Academy as well. Obviously, it's also on the Paisley mural trail. It's mural of Pearl and Atini. Well, that's me finally back at the house. I know that this video is not a complete and extensive tour of Paisley, because again, there are quite a few places in Paisley in the town centre that I didn't walk up to, didn't get to. Again, with this being like early January, when I'm filming this, and like the days are still short, it's like still gets really dark really early. But again, this video will give you an idea of Paisley Town Centre and its layout. So again, that's the important part. And again, it was just great to get out and go for a wee wander, a wee walk around, and bring you all with me. So again, hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.